Welcome back to Mcoc Al Bundy Rules. I got the book 1, Act 5, Chapter 1, Quest 4 for you as I'm going back through Act 5 little by little to help you on your way to Uncollected. We will see here, we got a life transfer, one of my favorite nodes. You take direct damage 2% over max health per second, but you life steal 125% per damage done. We also have enemy nullify, effects by 65% chance per fail. Meaning nullify, that means I'm going to pretty much avoid most mystics for the most part. You will see I have a Sasquatch, but I'm only bringing him for synergy as he's like an R1, I think, 4-star, since I have an R3 6-star. Bringing for synergy with Sasquatch, so I'm going to start off with the Sasquatch. And Sabertooth synergy is very, very nice as you start to build up. It gives them a persistent charge when you use an S3. Very, very useful. And going to get started along the way. So the good thing here is you can play sloppy. I love life transfer because this is kind of fun. You can play sloppy, you can take hits, you can probably take a nap mid-5, maybe grab a little bite to eat as you're taking a couple hits, taking a little pummeling, and you can recover because for the damage you do, you get that damage back. So I'm being sure to launch an S3 right now because again, with that synergy I got with Sasquatch, good old Sasquatch, that's going to allow me to get a persistent charge and kind of smackety dab the Hawkeye right there. Good old Hawkeye. I must say I am kind of enjoying going back through Act 5, doing this because I've had so many requests and I'm done with all the content in the game, and you can't even try to do a lot of stuff these days, even if I was trying to go back to the other stuff. The game's so bugged, so I figured this would be fun to go back, as I've already done 5.1.1, 5.1.2, 5.1.3, this being 5.1.4 now. Going back through a lot of the requests, and I must say it's so much different than I remember the first time, even with 4 stars going through. There's so many weird abilities. Now this is just old school. The champs are simple. There's a couple liners. You know what they're doing. That's much, much easier than it was back in the day. Although some of these champs can throw you for a little curve like a Daredevil Hell's Kitchen, mainly because he was buffed recently, and I believe they got the buffed version here, so it'll be a little bit different as we saw that purified very quickly. Got to be careful there. Doing my smackety dabs on him. You see him dex me and then try to punish me. Thankfully, I've been getting, well, not thankfully, but I have been getting dexed and punished so often lately with this crazy, weird, inconsistent AI that I try to be ready for a quick parry in case I get dexed. As you saw right there, he dexed me, tried to attack me, and I was luckily available to dex him. But that is something to be aware of. But at the same time, like I said with life transfer, if you make a few mistakes, it ain't that big of a deal. I'm going to wait for that right hook. There we go, and attack. His long-winded S1, dang, that DDH key could go through a cup of noodles in the microwave while waiting for that S1 to launch. But I always just wait for that right hook. Most specials, I usually kind of count the amount of hits per one. So many dang hits in that one. I just wait till I see that right hook and then I go in on him. Anyway. As long as you don't get confused with the S2, and then there we go. Get some armor break on him. Now we see this, okay, S1, there we go. Why did they make that so long and slow? And I took some hits there, but like I said, with life transfer, as long as you play aggressive, it's like the easiest node in all of Mcoc. I mean, it's probably the easiest node to fight with because it's the most forgiving. You can make mistakes all day long. A couple hits later, as long as you don't get heal block, that is, you back up at 100%. So this one should be pretty easy for most people as long as you play rather, want to keep going aggressive. Want to stay aggressive. And down goes that DDHK as Sabertooth roars for the camera. Yeah, it's my boy. Alright, now we are going to get into our portal, move our way down. I'm going to go ahead and I'm looking at A or B, seeing which one I'm going to go. And I am double checking what they got. I forgot what the nodes were. I'm seeing B was the stun, longer stun. I've seen A is the special 2 unblockable, and I don't remember who's on these paths, so they're not shown. I'm just going to go ahead and go the B, so I just deal with the increased stun because I don't really plan on getting stun. I'll have to assume most of the defenders that are going here are ones that provide a stun, but that stupefy. So avoid getting hits, especially on stun hits. Stay aggressive with the live transfer, and you should be good to go. And yeah, like ones like Thor who do stuns on like his S2 and S1 too. I forget. Been so long since I've used him. He was one of my go-tos back in the days pre 12.0, but nowadays how much? Then again, I only got him as a 4-star. So anyway, keep hitting on in there. Got the live transfer going on. You definitely do not want to get hit by a special, especially on this node with that increased stun, because you probably get knocked out before you regain. He's already got a long stun with his 200% increased duration. Woo, that will be long. So if you're not, his specials are pretty dang easy to dex. The S2 can kind of be a little crazy sometimes, but if you're not 100% comfortable, just take the block damage. You can easily recover with this life transfer to skin aggressive back to 100%, so don't feel like you have to dex. It might be safer sometimes just to take the block damage, recover the health, especially on these nodes. Man, I'd love to have live transfer in all the nodes. Then again, the game might be a little too easy with that. Or of course, Kabam would do all kinds of weird things. Or let Kabam do a live transfer with like a punish the healing. Healing is going to cause damage instead. That would be a horrible mix. Anyway, I forget the name of those. Then again, I never remember these nodes. So I'm bringing in my Colossus now. Going to go ahead and do a little bit of punishy. Oop. Tried to parry didn't work. Of course, this good old parry bug still active. I mean, only been 3 months. I mean, what could we expect from Kabam? I mean, fix their bugs in less than 3 months? I mean, what kind of game company would try to actually fix their bugs in all this little nonsense they're talking about? Seriously, I don't believe anything they say anymore. Not like I ever have to begin with. They lost all trust after 12.0. They always try to regain it back, but they never get it back. They just dig themselves deeper constantly. Anyway. Although I love having my AQ revives expiring like every 3 seconds, because that's all I keep saying with compensation every week when I don't even do AW and I don't die in AQ. I mean, come on. Why do I need all those revives? I'll sell them for my, like, what, 200 gold or whatever nonsense they give. Anyway. My little rants, so a little bit of a walkthrough, completion walkthrough with a little bit of rants. If you're watching this later down the road when the bugs have been fixed and you have no clue what I'm talking about, be happy to know what I'm talking about. The game is in shambles these days, so be happy if this is completely an irrelevant rant to you as I get into Storm and bring in my vision and start trying to talk back about the actual completion again. I get a little distracted at times, don't mind me. Age of Ultron Vision. This was one of my go-to back in the day. As I mentioned in previous walkthroughs for my Act 5, as I'm using only 4 stars for at least 5-1 for now. I mentioned you're going to notice most of my leveled up, ranked up 4 stars are older champs, because these are the ones I really did all the content with back in the days, back when 4 stars ruled the game, when 5 stars were barely existent before all these OP champs. I was using these visions, I was using these Black Widow OGs, I was using these Thors 4 stars to go through all the game. So I haven't done maybe just a couple of 4-star rank ups over the past several years. So most of my champs you're going to be seeing are some old school ones. Shows you can get it done with 4 stars. You can get it done with the old school guys. They still got a little relevance, especially on the earlier content. And moving on down. Oh, I always get annoyed how they don't show you who you're fighting. There's some of these Act 5 things. Just tell me who I'm fighting. But then again, pretty much all the defenders from Act 5 are usually fairly simple. Then again, with the exceptions of some of the ones who've had more modern buffs. But even then, most of them aren't too bad. And we got the Quake going on. Just got to be, try to parry, and I did not parry. The stupid bug. Try to avoid another failed parry. And that was just, come on, Kabam. Fix your dang game. I'm going to try to avoid going on back-to-back tangents here. But come on, that is so obnoxious. But that's okay. I got plenty of champs left in the pipeline. I got 4 of my peeps left. And I can handle the business. Angela, break out her sword that doesn't do any bleed damage somehow. I'm assuming her sword is plastic. And I just try to dex out that special. That one is probably me. I don't know what's me, what's the game anymore. But it doesn't matter. Again, you can make mistakes and you can heal up to 100%. If I didn't get completely back-to-back parry pummeled, missed parries, I would have been able to recover with the saber tooth on this fight. However, even despite eating a special right in the jaw, I went ahead and was able to finish the fight at pretty much max health. So you will see a quick little change there with more energy. I decided I was using energy refills in the first few completions on here, but decided I didn't want to use too many, so occasionally might see me do a little break, wait maybe an hour or two till I have energy to go ahead and do more. So if you see like a little pause and see from 0 to a little bit of energy, this means I took a little pause, broke away from recording and came back in a little bit when I had some energy, so I don't kill off too many energy refills and content that I already did many years ago. Now we got this Black Widow, ooh, and she evaded me, and I just, ooh, that was some nice little AI ninja moves going on there. But that's okay. Along with life transfer, it's okay. She evaded and dexed and punished me, and woo-wee. If it wasn't for life transfer, I'd be annoyed. That's okay. It's all good. It's all good in the neighborhood. And go ahead and normally do some more parry heavy with Black Widow. We're trying to parry heavy. Parries have already been failing me a lot, and with Black Widow, who can just kind of get past those or whatever it's called, purify, I don't know, whatever she does, to where it will not stick. Trying to be careful so I'm not playing Colossus the way I normally would, and she is being very evasive. How many evades is she doing? I swear her abilities have a very low percentage, but I feel she's doing a lot of evades. But that doesn't matter. I still finished the fight 99% despite all that. Boom, boom, boomy, boom, boom. And I swear these paths seem so long. One thing I will give Kabam credit for, some of the newer content, like Act 6, you do 6 fights in the boss. Some of these Act 5 ones, I swear, you going through little marathons around the circle. I don't even know how many parts. Act 6 to Act 6 is just the worst. And I hate to break it to you, but if you're struggling with Act 5, just wait, build up, explore, because Act 6 is so much worse. Just telling you. But you want to get this uncompleted, though. So you want to use these guides, get it uncompleted, maybe. If I continue on the guides and go to Cavalier, help you there, but then build up, because after 6-1 it gets pretty nuts. Even after Kabam nerfed 6-2, 6-3, and 6-4, it was really jacked up, such heavy, crazy buddy grabs. But they kind of vary their ways along the way, as I doing a little bit of heavy chaining with Vision, not something I've done in a while. My little corner heavy chaining with him. I do like Vision. If they just gave him a slight attack increase, oh, I would love him. I actually got him duped as a 6-star. If they just give him a slight attack increase or even a nice little synergy to do his attack, oh, I would use him all the time. He's an oldie but a goodie. I love him between his heal blocks, S1, S2, his immunities, his power steals. I mean, he is fun. I really do enjoy him. Just not the heaviest hitter. Although the 4-star did a little bit of damage. Not terrible, I guess. But there's so many strong heavy hitters these days. His damage wasn't even good back in the day. Nowadays, it's rather unmemorable. But let us look now. We see we got a skill champ going in. So I'm going to go ahead and bring Colossus. And do some parry heavy. We see a full moon going on ability. I think full moon means he does some evading stuff or something. I don't know. They have these like different things, abilities he gets on full moons. I don't even think they're his abilities if I remember right. He just randomly does random things. Anyway, very inconsistent at times. Then again, never spent too much attention paying attention to Moon Knight, and I just completely jacked it up. So look at the Stupefy. You see that stun? Look at this. If you make a mistake here and you take a stun, you saw how much of a pummeling I just took. I was stunned, what was it, maybe 5 seconds? I don't know. I lost track. I was stunned for a long time, so I just mistimed that S1. That was 100% me. I jacked that one up hard. And I could have lost my Colossus. But like I've said many times, you gotta love the slot transfer, because you know what? I just start get aggressive, do some damage, and I go ahead and I'm back over in the 199th percentile. You gotta love that. That's what these ones are fun. Go ahead and do some parry heavy on Moon Knight. He made me look silly with that stun. Made my dude take a 5-second nap mid-fight. Shame on him. Should have brought a pillow. Who took 11 hits during that long stun? That's a lot of hits. Thankfully, this Colossus can take a beating, yeah? Some of my champs would have been blah, blah, blah. And now we're looking at, I'm going to go to bring Angela again for the class advantage, especially in Act 5. Class advantage tends to make a pretty big difference, I've noticed. At least it feels like it. Maybe I'm crazy. Well, I know I'm crazy, but maybe I'm crazy on this. It just seems to make a bigger difference. In later content, I don't pay that much attention to class advantage, but the numbers, especially with 4 stars, are just so low that it tends to be there. And I don't even know what happened. I just got evaded. There's probably a note I missed somewhere. because I got evaded and punished. I got evaded again. So be careful here. I clearly missed some kind of a node. I should have checked to see if the nodes had changed. Be careful here. He's evading. I think it might be if you do two of the same attacks, you can evade. So be careful. Don't make the same mistakes I'm doing. I switch it up to start alternating attacks? Just parry and only attack, either have an evade counter for that fight, and or parry and attack only during the stun, because I was getting evaded and punished like crazy. I don't normally get evaded in ninja style on Iron Patriot, so there must have been some node there I just didn't see. I would look at it now, but I can't go back and look at it since the fight's over. But use either an evader there and or do yourself a favor and only attack during parries when he's stunned. Otherwise, you're going to get punished. Or read the node, which is kind of something I should do more often. Speaking of read nodes, let's look at this. We got the live transfer. We saw Mystic Ward. Enemy says, okay, I'm worried about nothing over here, I don't think. Then again, I kind of just scroll through them. So I'm deciding I'm going to bring Vision because I kind of want to... I'm not sure why I brought Vision. I was just talking about class advantage, so I went for a class disadvantage. But I was thinking maybe I could get a power lock going on and kind of just make this fight easy. So I'm going to start doing some hits, but I'm not doing a whole lot of damage here. Get out that AS1. Do some hits. And I want to get up to that AS2. And I'll go ahead and smackity dab, kickity woo. Pow pow chuckalaka S2, and I did not take his power, and I took an S2, so I was expecting to power lock him. Instead he'd take his power and I didn't, so I don't know what happened there. Maybe it's a class disadvantage. They haven't used Vision in so long, so either a node, I don't know, I must have did an oversight somewhere, unless there's another bug, which wouldn't be surprising. But I'll just assume, give the benefit of the doubt, that I missed something there, because I was expecting to take out his power and I did not. So that's okay. Bringing Vision was probably a poor choice for that fight anyway, so I'm bringing in Angela now. As I've said in some of my other walkthroughs, if you will not see what I'm doing with Angela, amazing champ after her buff. Even her 4-star is pretty dang awesome, isn't she? But I have her as an R3 6-star. If you haven't, take a look at some of my R3 6-star play with her on my channel. Ooh, let me tell you. I've also got a tutorial on how to play or how to use her. She is pretty dang awesome, and so far during these Act 5 walkthroughs, she's been doing very well for me. Probably been my MVP through Act 5 so far. And there we go, and we're getting ready to finish this fight, and let's just go ahead, put Venom out of his misery. Lay down, don't get up, you little punk. That's what we're talking about, yeah? I'm hoping this 5.1.4 walkthrough was helpful for you. Don't forget, I'm going through all the Act 5 1 and 2 to help you on your way to Uncollected, maybe go a little further. Don't forget to click on that top left icon, subscribe to the Mcoc Al Bundy Rules, turn those notifications on, check out my playlist, make it easy for you to find, from champ tutorials to walkthroughs, my playlist, my massive damage tips and strategies. I got something for everyone.